What are you waiting for? Your mates are married and they have children. What are you waiting for? In fact, one said, don't drive your car. Because I have a car. Don't drive your car. You will drive them away. I said, if I drive anybody away, is a boy. The day you pray for tolerance, trust me, the avalanche of tests coming towards your patients will be madder than you've ever had them before.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And also happy new year. I pray that this year is a much better year for you than last year was. I have a special guest, a special face beside me, and I'm just going to allow her introduce herself. Soma, you are very much welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
so tell you who I am.
Yes, who you are.
Tell them who I am.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Mwamaka Rene Adekeye. Yeah.
Okay, more now. Like, what do you do? What are you involved in?
Okay, I'm an English language teacher at Amani College. I do a lot of volunteer work with NGOs. I like to write. I sing. I like to read. I like to do stuff with children. I like to cook. I like to travel. I'm a pastor's wife. I think that helps. So yes, much more.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was English specifically. That means I have to be checking my
not necessarily, you're fine, trust me. I'm Warri in Italy. I'm from Delta State, so I'm fine.
You're
fine. Yes, I'm Delta Igbo, so the Warri
okay,
balances out the broken.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
There's Igbo in Warri.
There's Igbo in Warri. Very large segment of
wow.
Warri in Delta rather is Igbo.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to. It's fine. The goofs and the blips are allowed.
Okay. So for today, as I told you earlier, we're going to be talking about how to enjoy your waiting season. Yeah. So, are there any areas in your life that you feel like you have, had to wait?
I think the question would be, what part of my life didn't I have to wait?
Okay.
That kind of kettle of fish. I think it became a second nature kind of thing to wait for everything. From getting into primary school late, not for lack of brains, getting into secondary school late. In fact, that's a story for another day, but long story short, finished school, JS1, top of my class. About to enter JS2, my father says, wait, I think you need to go to boarding house. So extension of my JS days for no fault other than the fact that my father thought boarding house was a better option. He thought this after I'd done the full Monty of JS1.
Wow.
Then to get to university, the same waiting thing, write WAEC pass, write JAM 3 times, get very high scores, no admission until the third year. And on for work, for opportunities, then ultimately for marriage and some other qualifications and exams. So I think the question would be, when have I not had to wait?
Wow. So how were you, what was it like? Can you describe some of the ways that you felt during that period, when it felt like other people? Because I know that it must not be easy. At least I know for me, when you see the thing that you are desiring,
and others are getting it. And you are wondering to yourself, I do better than this. No bragging rights reserved, but I can do better than this person, and that person's getting it. Why? I think 2 things helped me. The kind of parents I had and their ideology for life. Where my father would say, don't compare your life, your journeys are different, your destinations are different. And he would say those that compare themselves with others are fools. It didn't help all the time. Sometimes I would say, well, I want to compare, I want to get ahead. Then he would say, evaluate where you are now and the fact that there are some others who started with you and they're not there anymore. Maybe to give you a better perspective of why you're there. And then my mother, on the other hand, would do the accompanying part of the help in the waiting season, where she would say, if God is letting you go through it, then there's something you have to learn from it. That didn't help, honestly, when you were actually going through the waiting period. Or when you finish going through the waiting period, it will now make sense to you to say, oh, okay, I guess the memo now. So it's a case of I was supposed to learn some endurance. My patience was supposed to stretch a little more. My love work was supposed to become better. But in the waiting season, the last thing you're thinking about is having to stretch your patience. Even when sometimes you're the one who prayed, Father, give me more patience. Father, give me more tolerance. And I've learned that with the experiences I've had to go through, the day you pray for tolerance, trust me, the avalanche of tests coming towards your patience will be madder than you've ever had them before. You'll be wondering, but I prayed for patience, I didn't pray for stress. But in hindsight, you realize that in the facing of the challenges, you're building a resilience, you're building a tenacity to withstand such kind of issues, so that in the future, when you see it, you go, like Igbo people say, oh, did she? You shrug it off and you're like, I can actually go through this and not have a nervous breakdown or flip or be crazy. Can actually go through this, and then I can actually tell somebody, hey, I've been through it. It's not so easy. It's going to be taxing, but you're going to get through it. And you'll be talking from a place of knowing, not a place of supposing or just textbook. It's going to get better. You know it's going to get better because you have gone through it yourself. Yeah.
Wow. So you know that on my channel, one of the major one of the areas, you know, I say, oh, we make videos about faith, love and life, but one of the areas that I'm especially passionate about is when it comes to like love, dating, marriage, relationships, you know. And so I don't know if you don't mind me asking, and please, it's okay if you don't want to answer that question. Yes, I'll cut that out. Okay. But like, would you mind sharing at what age you got married?
I got married a few months shy of 40.
Wow. Do you know that when I saw your birthday on Facebook, I did not believe. I thought you were very young.
My students go. I have a few students when I said my 4 decades of existence, and I see their eyes stretch and their eyeballs pop out, and I'm like, what?
I was
one
so
said
shocked.
To me verbatim, "My if you are 40, I died." I said, "They are dead because they're going to die so far. It's scary." Say, ma, when did you write jam? And I said, say 2 decades and then some away. Then he looks at me, ma, I was not even born. Exactly. Ma, when did you graduate? I say 2006. I said 2007.
Honestly speaking, I did not even think. I was like, you don't look it to me like.
Thank God. I think it's good genes and God's tender mercies, and the fact that when I follow come, my late mom was like this small framed. People would see her at 60 and go, oh, I saw your brother. My mom would ask my first son.
What?
That's his son. And that's his daughter. And they're going, okay. You just say, mama. Yes, my mama. And I have younger ones who happen to be in the larger side of the spectrum. Such that my youngest brother, who's 5 years apart, if they see him, they'll say, good morning, sir, and say hi to me. And he'll go, she's senior somebody, senior me. Just my elder sister. So it's the Lord's doing. I think it's only fair that he gives me some good genes. He says, you have a truckload of waiting in your sphere. So I think it's a nice twist to the story that I have some good genes.
Seriously.
And it's nice to look young, and it's nice to hear people say, you don't look it. It's very good for the spirit.
For the spirit. Wow, seriously. When I said the person who was like 40 look good on you, I was like, no, like you can't be serious at all. I think what you want to believe, like carry that.
Amen.
Okay, so like what was it like? Because I know that especially in this, in fact, I think it has always been like that right from time. You know, me, I was barely how old, I'm already they are singing in my ear. Oh,
come and get married.
Come and get husband, you know. And I was like, I've not even finished figuring out what I was doing in my life, you know. So what must it have been like, you know, like during that period, like?
It was a mix of a lot of things. I think, like I said earlier, my parents didn't give me the pressure that most parents would give their children. For that, I'm eternally grateful. My mom passed away from cancer, from colon cancer. Oh, wow. And I think she had a sixth sense that she was going to go. So I think it was towards the time when her illness was really deteriorating and she was getting bad that she said to say in Igbo, make way her or say so, do this thing sharp. I don't have time. And at that time, I never thought my mom would go before my dad. It never ever crossed my mind. I think, when God, my pastor used to ask me then, what's the thing that scares you the most? I used to say my mother passing away. And the day she died, I realized that I knew that something had shifted, because she was the praying force of my home. She was the backbone of any issue you had. Even with her therapy and cancer treatment, she would be the one to call you in the morning to say, I'm standing in the gap for you for so and so. So it wasn't until the end, towards when she really got sick and then passed on, that she started to, okay, you need to hurry this up. I understand you're not finding anybody, but you need to hurry it up. I had suitors from age 18, ironically. But I don't know about others, but my mother instilled in us a close relationship with God, so you hear Him for yourself. And she was not one to mess around with what God said to you. So when the one came at 18, and I said to her, I said, again, you want to do what? To marry you? I have too much to do with my life to get into this time. She married early, so she said, well, it's not everybody's mix or lot to marry early. I just had this reserve concerning the individual. It's not, I didn't have I like yous. I had I want to marry yous as I met people. So it wasn't a thing of, oh, he said he's going to marry me. I got many of those before I got to marry my husband. Yeah. So I had this reserve about it, and she said, what was it? I said, I couldn't put my finger on it, but it's not gelling with my spirit. And such that I knew something was off, but I couldn't say what it was. Yeah. So he changed his mind, moved on. I continued to do what I was doing myself, only to find out that at age 23 he had passed on. So it's probably that I got in my spirit, in terms of the fact that I'll probably be a widow, I'll probably not be happy, or whatever it was. And a series of other relationships where I would grow with someone. When he got to a place of increment or elevation, like case and study, I'll call him Brother G, because he knows himself. I would help get him settled in the hopes that when I come out of school, we'll flow along. And then 6 months after he gets a job with a family friend's firm, he sent me a message that our levels have changed.
Oh my goodness.
His is way up there, mine is way down there.
Are you serious?
And I said, go with God. 6 months later, or 5 months later, he got married. So apparently he had alternatives.
Yes.
It was when, after a year, out of the blues, he came to look for me and said he came to say he was sorry. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't have anything against you. I've so moved on, because I've had the mindset from a very early age, if it didn't work, it wasn't good. Yeah. And so I've gone. And then his pastor says he hasn't gotten a child because he wronged someone who helped him in his life. And I'm like, why does that have anything to do with me? I didn't do anything to you. So, and I wouldn't begrudge someone a child in their home. Yeah. So the pastor said if I prayed with him and his wife, they would have a child. I didn't understand it, because I had honestly, from my own perspective, moved on from it and forgiven him and written it off as it wasn't God, so it wouldn't work. So, and I indulged him and I prayed. He sent me a message, say 9 months plus after that incident, to say his wife had given birth to a baby boy. Okay, so wow, I'm like, okay, God, this is scary. And then on and on to one that came, was my father's namesake, Ikechukwu. My dad is not normally down with my boyfriends. If anything, he makes them very uncomfortable. Because my mom used to say he was very soft on me. Yeah. That's your daddy's girlfriend. So Amaka is your daddy's girlfriend. If I get a boyfriend, the boy goes through double drilling, double checking, double policing. But with Ikechukwu, it was different. My dad would leave his reading table, get up, they'll be talking for hours. To a point where I'm saying, okay, Oga, did you come to see me or my dad? Are you having a bromance so I can leave you to your bromance? And then we set a, like I said, I want to marry you, another one, not I want to go out with you. Set a date for the introduction. If you're an Igbo person, you understand all the drama that goes with Ikwakanuzo introduction. And on the day of the intro, the days later for the introduction, his mom passes away. You know when they say all things work together for good? Yeah. If you don't experience some things, you don't get the full monty of what those things mean. So the date had to be shifted. And me, I'm not the kind of person that will go around doing, I'm getting married to his family, so I have to do in-law things. I don't like that kind of my mom is very, on the other hand, very typical. You know, it's your in-law to be, you have to show support.
Yeah.
We need to go there. We all live in Asaba. His mom was from Asaba. We get to the house to go pay our respects, and we were told he had gone to Onitsha, because his dad is from Onitsha, to pay respects and to sort out what they would do for his mom's burial. And the woman there said, he's not here, but his wife and children are here.
Hey! Hey, whoa!
I can remember my head going, and I started laughing hysterically. My mom was like, Isigini, what did you say? He's not here, but he's... And then the woman rephrased, the woman that has given birth for him is here. You want to talk to her? I'm like, okay. You have to see this woman. Double shocker. My mom saw her and started saying Obala Jesus. You know what that means? Blood of Jesus. This woman, if you see her from the side, her profile, you think she was my twin. So a lot of things started making sense. His friends were extra nice. Apparently, some of them mistook me for her. I don't know what it was. So I put up a call through to him to say, well, I got your house. I met, her name was Beauty. Beauty. And I met your daughters. And I dropped the phone. He came back in my house with his cousin, who I so respect, so that I will not flip. And I'm like, honestly, you don't know what I've been through and how my makeup is. I promise you I will not flip. I also promise you I will not tell my father what this is. Because my father will use this to judge any other bagger coming to marry his daughter. And the person is going to bear the consequences of your misdemeanor. So I won't tell him. I'll just tell him like I did before. My spirit is twisting. It's not agreeing with this one again. You know, for months after that, my father kept on asking, oh, everything was fine. It was perfect match for you. You people loved each other. Daddy, the spirit is not it's not aligning. You know, I kept on hearing him talk to my friends. He's like, what is going on? No, nothing, sir. She didn't say anything, you know. And then the one that will come and see my parents, if you so see my parents, I should be a senior bigamist with different husbands. See my parents. I want to marry you, see your parents. I want to marry you, see my family. I can't count how many of those scenarios I had over and over. Or was it the one that, my life should be a Nollywood movie at some point? Or the one where myself, himself, and my best friend, our mothers were close. And then if I have issues, we talk to her, she settles, or she's our peacemaker. And then I catch peacemaker and
your life is indeed a Nollywood
dancing the human semantics. And you know the irony of life? She's married to somebody else, we've made peace. He's married to somebody else, we've made peace. I'm friends with their spouses. That's the kind of people. I went for her wedding. People went, are you alright? And I said, the mindset I've gotten early that has stuck with me is, if it's not God, it won't work. It would be nasty how it went down. I wish it had gone on nicer. I wish we didn't have to have our mothers not be friends anymore because of the nonsense. But last, if it didn't work, it's not good. If I force it and it works for what I think it is, and I start to say, oh, the Lord did it. Because I'm very averse to the Lord did it when I know that my hand. That's why I say you need to know what the hand of God wrought and what the scheme of man brought. Is it God that gave you, or is it you that gave yourself?
That did it yourself?
Because if you that did it yourself, you will sustain it yourself, and that's the problem. Or you have to start patching the cracks because you did over syllabus and you did it by yourself. So I'd rather God do it by himself. However long, convoluted, corner the journey is, get to the bottom line of the cocoa of whatever he's doing, and help me not to get too frustrated, because that's another thing that I thank God for. At the point where I'm getting really, really, really frustrated, it would just be like, from just somebody just call, I got a leading to encourage you. From Kano, not person, because my mom and dad did a lot of missionary work, so a lot of pastors that I know that just got a lead in my spirit to encourage you. I got a lead in my spirit to tell you where you are is where God wants you to be. For every level or stage, if there was something going to be drastic in terms of pain or stress, I always got a heads up. I always got a girdle your loins and tie your belt tighter. Trouble is coming. but I will sustain you if you go through it. I didn't promise you a life without ups and downs or hitch-free journey. I promised you a life where even if there are bumps and stumbles and cracks and issues, I will help you through it. So he always gave me a clear, get ready, he's coming.
Yeah.
But you're going to stand and you will not, even if you fall, I will help you up, you will go through it, you will be better for it. So I think that kind of helped.
Okay. Before I ask you my last question about some things that can, advice to other people. So what was different about Daddy, like, what was different? How did you know that, this is the one?
Can I shock you? We were friends. He was like a big brother right from time. So when you said all the different prayers, if you have pastors around, you're in trouble. You cannot be praying for other people and you're not married. Come on now, let's pray. So I had this, would I call him a missionary or a pastor, who my father helped establish his ministry in Asaba.
Yeah.
So from time to time he would call me and say to me, Amaka, God, every time I pray for you, God says the person you're supposed to marry, you know the person. I looked around my circle and I say, again, no, God, you can't be doing this now. I can't wait this long. And I looked at the circle, no offense, my brothers, no. None of them was looking like it. And I'm like, if you're going to give me one of these, she said they've done it long ago. So I'll have time to do all the bumps and the ups and downs and the scraping the knee drama. But this is my brethren. They are good brothers, but it cannot be it. Every time, Amaka, the same thing I'm getting in my spirit, you know the person. So when his wife passed away, because she and I were close as well, and people started saying, like my friend Kosi would say, Ama, I can see you and Rev. Oh, the day I told her I was getting married to him, I did so at a distance because I know people, they'll say she had jailed me. I beat her to pieces. I didn't even let her finish. You said, it's a guinea. You say, what? That's right. God believe me. So wait. As what? Excuse me? No. I cannot be the one. Somebody else. I never saw him like that. I always saw him as big brother. I think all my messed up relationships, all my romantic dramas, even when he was married, I think she heard it, their ear was full. So if I had any trouble with school, admissions, whatever, after church, I would just say, okay, sorry. But you just do. It's okay. And we hold him and we will talk and we will pray and I will have peace about it. So when Kosi started Rev, and I will eat her rocks and she said, I know you don't want to hear, but that's what God is telling me. I said, let him tell me, because I remember I've not gotten it. And all of a sudden our relationship moved from how are you, God bless you, good morning, how's that issue, let's pray about it, to how was your night? In fact, I remember saying night was fine, okay. Why did he ask me how my night was? And then, come to my house, unannounced with probably something I like. And I'm the kind of person I'm going to ask you straight up, is this where you are no more my uncle and I your uncle? And then he says, what do I think? Okay, you know what, let me pray this one through because it's not reaching here. So two women in church said the same thing. The person is around me, the person is like a brother or a father, somebody that I have peace with. And for the life of me, my mind didn't go to him at all because it was uncle. So uncle stayed uncle. It didn't even cross my mind at all. So when he started shifting the status quo and coming to my house unannounced, bringing something I like, going on a trip, and buying me a dire in a color that he knows I like. And I'm like, okay. Wow. So I asked straight up, is this where we move from the uncle to the uncle? And then he asked me, what do I think? And I'm like, well, I haven't gotten a memo. I need God to give me the same memo. So I pray to God like I normally do for every phase. If this is what you want, I'm very open to it. I've never seen him like that. I don't think I'm going to be the best mom for children, seeing that I don't have any. But if you say I can, seeing that my mother raised 6 biological children and more than 9 that were not hers, and gave them out in marriage. My house was the proverbial animal farm growing up. So I said to God, if this is the person, you know me, I'm a love bug. Turn my heart so that there's love for this human being. Otherwise, this thing will not work. Let me catch myself praying more for him than I pray for myself. Let me catch myself thinking about his welfare and the welfare of his children. And like a light bulb, I slept, I woke up. I started looking forward to his calls. I started wanting to know whether he had eaten. And then I catch myself and go, okay, this is this is strange. Let's do baby steps, We used to talk about everything, and I mean everything under the sky. And there was no fear of judgment, and there was no fear of condemnation. Oh, I did this. I said, okay, well, you say something in line with the word that would make me feel you're not condemned with me. I don't have the right to condemn you. God doesn't condemn you either. And on like that. And before you know it, things started progressing to the point where he made me call in the morning to pray for me. He'll call every few seconds of the day, such that my friends at work thought he worked at MTN. He just see me and say, she's on the phone. So he talked to him again, she's on the phone. He called for everything under, how are you? Have you eaten? Did you go to class? I want to hear about it. What did you do? And I'm normally not that kind of person before him. I used to be very, stay in your space, I'll stay in my space.
How I know?
But with him, he became very, he doesn't call me. He knows how my day was. I'm asking how his day is. And like that. And like with the warning I said earlier, everything went smooth, and then I got another one. It's going to be hectic. And we did have our 3 years of, are we doing this? Are we not doing this? A lot of outside interference, a lot of past ghosts from his end or my end, a lot of she's not good enough for you coming up from church, from people who I thought were friends. How can she be the one that you choose? There should be a better option. Why her? She's evil. She's not evil. She's too young. She's this, she's that. I got slander, slapped left, right, center, and I wondered, am I a Christian or are we in church? Because I used to be a good girl in choir before this man started looking my way. I got opposition from even amongst my household, like Jesus got with Judas. I got from my contemporary brother. Why her? Why not somebody else? She's not the perfect pastor's wife. Faith. She's too outspoken. She needs to be a little bit reserved. She needs to do what we want. She needs to be able to use. We need to be able to use her to get to him. Those kind of. And I got a lot of you're not good enough. Thank God for the kind of upbringing I got. Well, I don't need your 2 cents about whether I'm good enough. I think I'm good enough. He thinks I'm good enough. We're going down the good enough together.
Yeah.
So it was not a walk in the park, but like I said, if it's God, it worked out.
Yeah.
Despite the slander, despite the is she good enough, despite the is he crazy for doing this? Because we have a 12-year gap between us. People go, was it desperation? See that she was tired of waiting. Trust me, it was not. At the time he was coming, there were 2 other people that wanted to do the marriage. They didn't have children. He knew about them. So if it was a case of, I know they ask God, this one seemed like a better prospect because they don't have children, they don't have the drama, they don't have the problems they're going to give me. But I decided to stick with the God factor, even when sometimes it got really, really hard. And I just said, well, God, I've tried now. It's not like I'm excess or one sad girl in the corner that doesn't have prospects or there's nothing good about me and this is my last resort. I can actually leave this demographic and go do one of the other options of marry me, just me, and be fine. But I asked myself, if I go the route I want to go by myself and it messes up, what then? What do I fall back on? Who helps me to fit the pieces back? What if these children's lives will be better off with me in it? What if he put me there like Esther for a time such as this in his life? What if him building us up as friends then was part of it? Yeah, so
wow. I've heard this. Okay. So my last question for you.
After the last one.
No, that's I said that one was the one before the last.
Okay.
Yeah, so what advice would you give now to someone who is going through their own waiting season, And I think I would say, pertaining to relationships, because I've heard stories, I think even me too, I've probably been in a situation like that where, once you, especially when it has to do with romantic relationships, like you are not happy. It's like you don't have any life, and even society doesn't make it easier for you. It's like even if you have other things going on for you in your life, the moment that man or woman figure is not there, it's almost as if all your other achievements are
They fall short.
Yes, they fall short. So what advice would you give to somebody, maybe another woman, who is also waiting either for a spouse, and then we'll also address waiting in general? What are the things that they can do, like, to enjoy that phase until what you are believing God for comes? Yes,
I'd say the first thing is very important. Find God, know Him for yourself. There's a difference between people telling you the Lord is good, the Lord is there in your time of trial. They are not there to wipe your tears when you are all alone, wondering if this is going to be your demographic forever. Where was still, like I was in my own apartment by myself, you have time for a lot of alone time. It's a thin line between anxiety and worry as opposed to trusting God. If you sink below the horizon, you can get into a big cesspool of depression and be sorry for it. So I'd say find God and know Him for yourself. Find what works for you and God. Daily strive to build a relationship with Him such that every facet and every point, every decision-making spot, you have God's go here, no, don't go there. Do this, no, don't do this. Another thing I say is build a resolve. Get a thick skin. Like I said earlier, don't have a porous nature. If you do, everybody's condemnation, their thoughts on what you should do, who you should be, will shift you away from God wants you to do. It doesn't have to, like I tell my friend, it was a personal call, not a conference call. God called me. You don't say family conference call. Because it's not going to be a family decision who you marry. You're going to be stuck with that individual. That person needs to be who God wants him or her to be for you and for the future God has for you, in tandem with that person in your sphere. So you have to decide for yourself, this is what I'm going to do as God says. And no matter whose ox is God, I'm going to see it through to the end as much as is within my power. Because I've had situations where God is saying what I want for you, but the other person is not in tune with it, and God will not force his or her will. So it's up to you to say, well, I'm going to do my bit. This belief people say you have 50-50. You have 100 and the person has 100. You believe you are going to do 50-50. You go drown every day in sadness because it's not going to work in this race they are running. You bring 100, the person brings 100, on their good day they bring 110. You complement each other. Your life is solid. I would also say get busy. Get busy such that you are upgrading your mind, reading. I'm a big advocate for reading. No, not just reading jazz, reading stuff that helps you grow, that helps keep your mindset at a place where trusting God is the only option. Where other outs that people give you, go get high, go drink, do some drugs, they are real. They are very real. And in your reality and in your face, people say, but you are holy, you are spiritual. You are also dealing with a lot of physical drama that people are not helping you deal with. People are not helping you come to terms with. If anything, they're making it worse. Go marry. I had somebody who told me, you're too picky. You don't know my life story. You don't know me from Adam. You say I'm too picky. I got upset once, and my very nasty before God forgive me phase. The woman kept on embarrassing me as far as I was concerned in church. What are you waiting for? Your mates are married and they have children. What are you waiting for? And I didn't know when it slipped out of my mouth. I'm waiting for your husband to die so I can marry you. Or rather, you die so I can marry your husband. And she froze. Or your son's wife to die so I can marry you. For God's sake. And this was just after that drama with one of them. And I'm like, do you know what I'm having to cope with as a female who is single? With all the backlash of she's living alone in a house so she can do prostitution. There's so much going on. And you come and add your drama. You've not asked me one day, can I pray with you? Are you strengthening in your inner man? Do you need some encouragement? Then you harass me every day and say, you can't be picky. In fact, one said, don't drive your car. Because I have a car, don't drive your car. You will drive them away. I said, if I drive anybody away, he's a boy. Anybody that's intimidated by my car shouldn't be my husband. I don't need a husband who's intimidated by my success or improvement or growth or expansion. I need somebody who's going to say, go, way to go, girl, you're doing it. Keep pushing, keep driving. Who is with me for the ride and is not there to burn my shine or hinder my growth. So if a boy sees me and is threatened by the car, good, go far away. I don't need a boy in my life. I need a man who knows what he wants. Who's going to stand for what he wants, who's going to stand for the home we're building. And stuff like that. I'd also say, shut your ears to what people think. Resolve in your heart that what God thinks is the only thing that matters. It's hard though. I know it's hard. Oh no. Your younger cousin, Kechi, she has 2 children. What are you waiting for? Your other cousin, she's married. You went to school before her. She didn't finish. The man is paying for her masters. And on and on and that. So you can imagine having to deal with that, living your normal life, having to smile and be cheerful, going to bed at night, start crying, your eyes sore, and prospering. It's a lot. I know that they don't mean to do it and they mean well, but more often than not, I'd say my advice to people around saying, we're only supposed to feel for her. Do me a favor. Don't go harassing her.
Yes.
Pray for her. I've heard people say, I have a brother, do some matchmaking if that's what the person is into.
Yeah.
But don't add to the problem. If you can't fix it, you can't help it be better, don't add to it.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people a lot of.
So, were you done with the things that can help? Okay. I know I said that's the last question.
I'm kind of not surprised. I kind of felt that there was still a few up your sleeves. There's still a few up questions.
Okay. This one now. It has to do with, I know that. Why am I shy to say this? Okay. This has to do with wait, I know that you know this popular saying that body no be
fire. Get a hobby, run, jog. I like to cook. I won't sit here and tell you no times when I felt what kind of nonsense, conjugified suffering life is this. But there's something my mother used to say: no matter how horny you are, you cannot go randy in the marketplace. So it's not that it doesn't come.
Yeah.
It's to find channels. I had somebody offer to buy me a dildo. Yeah. I'm sure that place needs help. I'll buy you a dildo.
Oh my God. Was that a brother?
Yes.
Was that a Christian sister?
A supposed Christian sister. Married Christian sister.
Make
it works. You don't know that these things can make you sick if you don't do all these things. I don't know what's wrong with you, what kind of Christianity you are practicing. You just stay here, you become an old maid and an old prude.
Oh my God.
If it doesn't work, use cucumbers. I've had suggestions, carrots.
Why are you serious?
Just find person where you go use whole body. So if I felt those urges, I ran. I like to run. I break up a sweat. When you finish, you go and cook. I like to cook. People say you're mad. I'll cook up a storm. I'll be frying.
I wish I had
cooking.
that.
I love cooking. Is therapeutic for me. I'll cook up a storm and vent all the energy that would have gone to some conjugified demonic things, and I'll be fine. You know, say take a cold shower. It works. Random brother decides to come in at that time. No, you need to go now to pray. Anything. People say you're overreacting. And it's your life. It's your race. You're going to be accountable for your body and what you do with it. If not, like my friend will say, you become a funnel for everybody to pass through in the name of assuaging lusts and hungers. And the bad thing with the devil is if he gets you hooked on one, it's going to get you hooked on the next. This one's here enough. You need to upgrade. You'll be upgrading. People say, how you want to say in body parts they work? It they work. God no go send me broken body parts, brother. It works. And even with us, it was a case of don't do too much hugging. Because me, I'm a hugger. If I like you, you're in trouble. I'm going to hug the BGs. And I'm not dense to know that brother has physical tendencies. And I'm going to be hugging. Oh, no. It's make it very... You say, today, oh, God, like you used to call me a busu cat. I like to hug. That's God's blessing for me. The world needs more huggers like us. Yeah, true. So those urges exist. Yeah. But you have to make up your mind, I'm not going down this road. Is it easy? It's not. Is it a walk in the park? Is it automatic? Is it because you are spiritual? No. It's just because you are aware of them, you guard against them. You don't put yourself in situations where there is no choice. I could help myself. Like my mom would say, you randy, try to remove clothes in the market square. They don't go.
They will not be just mad.
Pack you go with cellulite, like the brothers will say, into the psychiatric home. There's something wrong with you. So we will say, I couldn't help myself. He was calling me. She was calling me. No, you locked the door. He came in, correct? The door was open. You locked it. You took it. You turned the lock. You helped each other undress. You helped each other get comfortable with whatever you didn't mean to do. So no, you took responsibility. So if you're going to do that far the wrong way, might as well do that much the right way. So they do. A person when you ask go open door. I know day for sorry. I know day for maybe. I know day for mistake. People are their own mindset. Now lie. Once man and woman day together for how something they happen. That's your mindset. Another thing we should try to not do is to feed people's perverse, convoluted imaginations. Anything that's going to make people start to think bad of you in terms of, they must be doing something. They and pray. Praying what? What are they praying? You know, what are they doing? Do they think we are stupid? We know these things. You know, but I say something the eyes of God see and they roam to and fro. Let him be judge. If you people think you are entitled to your thinking is your problem. It's not my priority. It's not my business to change it. As long as I have peace with myself, the person involved, and with God, we're fine. So, do they exist? Oh my God, they do. Find something that works for you. If singing works for you, if dance aerobics works for you, if going out, because I used to always have a Friday night, girls' night out, where we'd go to a karaoke. Because I like to sing and sing, where I would cook something and gather a few of my friends. We have very few of them. That helped too. I wasn't having, my wedding is coming up next week and a lot of all that drama. Very few for myself. It was very small. Very few friends who understood where I was at, who didn't bring up the pressure. Because it got to a head when I was turned 38 and I had to tell my dad, warn your people, before I go to Lagos, climb 10th mainland bridge and jump. People should, so my father would say, I beg, I'm not born picking for anybody. Anybody should leave her. If he comes, in fact, it became so bad that if I'm going out with somebody, my aunts are already doing, when are we going, I should be. What's are we wearing? I just met him. No, we have to hurry this up. The time is going. But you know what I got in my spirit? Okay, you'll be married, your period will be full, you will have your rest, and you'll be in your place of purpose before 40. So when I clock 39, I say, hey, God, the clock is ticking. I don't accept don't tell me a liar. And that's the one that will just turn my mind 365, not 360, away from you and anything that is you. Because you cannot be telling me since I was 25 that I will be settled in my place of rest and my quiver will be full. I bet I won't born picking in between this 1 year now. How my quiver go full? How I go to my house of husband? How I go to my place of rest? I'm 39. Are you seeing that the biological clock is ticking and time is going? So when on April 18th I became Mrs. Somebody, before my 40th birthday, it kind of gave credence to the fact that it might seem like it's delaying, it might seem like it's tiring, if he said it, and you heard it, and you hold on to it, you bring it to fruition, despite every machination, slander, drama, plot of hell, he will bring it to pass by himself in his own time, and everybody will be happy with it. All the people that said they didn't like now, thank God that you married pastor, and so I have to go. Okay, Father, help me not to look like I feel inside and wonder. Is it not the person that told me? You don't feel the pastor's mood. You are too outspoken. Okay, you think I'm a good match now? Yeah, God, pastor is so happy. Everything's so. Okay, you do have all the hearts of kings and princes in your hands, and you turn it whithersoever you will at your own time. So everything has come to bear, everything has come to fruition as he said it would. Whatever it is, I thought it wouldn't, and I was like, okay, I've had it. Let's just call it a day, and I'll go away knowing I did my best. It didn't work. We can stay friends, but all in all, as God will have it, he decided this is going to be, and he went down. So, like the song says, what the enemy meant for evil, with the 360, turn it around. All those things now are gist. So, I mean, a better place to advise people. Waiting season.
No, but it's true. So, I truly don't have any more questions to ask. I'm exhausted.
Are you sure? Check the question bag. Check.
I truly, even me, I feel it. I feel like I've poured out everything. Thank you so much, man. This was a very fun and interesting. I've laughed.
Thaned you for having me.
I've blushed too.
And let me say this. Obim, who is actually also Oba, don't shoot me for exposing you as a...
Who is that?
Oba, also my husband. Okay. His initials are Oluwatosi Babatunde Adeke, so I call him Obam.
Okay.
So he's Obam in my Obi. So he's Obim, my Oba. So Oba was not meant to slander you. You know I love you. Always have, always will. So...
yes, and I'll try not to smile anytime I
do. You know we had to do, since you know this now. Don't be very hard not to smile in the pastor. He was the pastor.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you for having me.
I've enjoyed this episode. As if I should just continue.
I hope my ramblings help somebody else. And I hope they don't go,
is
that what pastor was doing?
No, I hope not. Please focus on the deep spiritual
On the deep
things that have
spiritual
been
truths that
said.
have come out from here.
Yes.
I miss all the other love things.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so
me.
much,
Thank
Ma.
you.
Yes, guys, if you enjoyed, I'm very sure you were blessed by this conversation. You laughed, you enjoyed it. So like the video.
We spoke honestly.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I see all the girls so far. They have just been, as in, they are keeping to the theme of the whole segment. You know. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What parts helped you? What did you take away from this video? Let us know. In the
I hope I didn't bore you. I hope I didn't bore you.
I was not born, so I'm sure they're babe.
How are you sure you're not being nice because you are the host? You have to smile and be nice.
No, absolutely. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
I had
you
fun.
so much.
It was good to talk.
Me too. I had fun listening and laughing and saying,
See what I mean? Don't do that.
Thank you so much. So until next time, guys, we'll see you. If you enjoy content like this and you'd like to see more of this, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode or the next video. Have a wonderful week ahead.
Bye-bye.
Bye.